Being a coaster enthusiast and Kings Island being my home park, I have come to be well acquainted with the ghost stories that surround the park. Under the impression of ghosts being fake, I find it all to be stupid. Some are definitely built up better than others, but all have their holes. How did this all start, though? And what are the histories of these ghosts? Find out next on Coaster Life. To start off, we are going to one which involves an opening day attraction. This is the story of Racer Boy. It is said that Racer Boy is a ghost of a young boy around the age of 10 years old, wearing pajamas. People who believe this tale say he is often seen walking the tracks of the racer, hiding from security guards. This kid is supposedly a kid who died on the Shooting Star coaster at Coney Island, Cincinnati, when thrown out of one of the trains used on the racer now, and that's why he haunts it. There are many problems with this, though. First being, the trains on the racer are not and have not ever been used for Shooting Star. The racer trains are built for that, the racer, built by PTC. Second, there's no accident ever involving a 10-year-old boy on either coaster. So this is just a bunch of nonsense. The closest one to this involves the death of William Baumkamp. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. He was an 18-year-old ejected from the ride and killed. Now, I do believe this story inspired the story of Racer Boy, but there is no hard proof evidence and no history matching the story. This is the least likely to exist, in my opinion. Now we move on to the story I find most convincing. This is the story of Tower Johnny. Tower Johnny is a ghost of a teen who is said to have been killed by the Eiffel Tower and now haunts it and is sometimes believed to haunt the beast. Tower Johnny, believe it or not, was a real person, the story of a high schooler named John Harder. There's much information about this online, and out of respect, since this was a real person, I won't reveal too much. John was there at Kings Island for a grad night in May of 1965. He was a well-liked person around his high school. He supposedly got drunk and split up from his group and went to climb the elevator of the tower. Many people have their opinions on what happened after that. Many people believed he was decapitated, which isn't true. From police reporting, he had many skull fractures and broken bones. It ended up coming to the conclusion he died from the impact of the fall. Though the story is real, believing the ghost is really up to you. I find the ghost story a little insensitive in my opinion, as I don't believe in them, and for the tragic ending of a boy's life to end up with being a tale of folklore feels wrong to me. For the final ghost, we come to the parking lot. This is where the story of Tram Girl comes to play. Tram Girl is often depicted as a little girl in an 1800s style blue dress. The girl supposedly comes from the cemetery Kings Island is built on. If you didn't know where this was, when you are exiting the park next time, look to your left and you should be able to see it. This story comes from when Kings Island used to have trams. Drivers would supposedly see this little girl jump out in front of them, hence the name Tram Girl. Now, no matter these stories from drivers, they were all late at night after a long night. It's possible they could have been seeing anything out there. And since they have heard these stories about Tram Girl, they jump to conclusions. With the fact there isn't much information about who this person was, it leads me to believe that this is just a bunch of folklore. That's going to conclude this video, though. There are many more paranormal stories that come from KI. These were some of the most notable ones, and if this video does well, I might make a sequel. That's going to do it for today, though. I will see you next time. Bye.